Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland.
There will be lots of drama, that is for sure. The gloves are off.
Jetzt aber Attacke da vorne. Da musst du alles auf den Punkt bringen.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, da geht einer massiv fliegen.
What an amazing move!
Im schöneren Rennsport.
Part 2 of the season for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany 2025. After a sensational and sometimes bruising first half of the season, the championship is starting to look like a two-horse race. At the Nürburgring, just before we went into that summer break, we saw Robert de Haan re-inherit the lead in the championship, jumping ahead of Alessandro Gueretti, but only by 4 points. These two drivers who have crossed each other's paths many times in the past, but especially so this year in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Also, if you've been watching the fairly bruising Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup as well, you will know they're probably not exchanging Christmas cards this year. The gloves are off. This time it's personal for the championship. And hey, look who are on the front row of the grid for this race 9 of this 16 race season. The two drivers that look to be now fighting for the championship. It is Alessandro Gueretti, who stole pole position in qualifying late yesterday afternoon. Robert de Haan will be starting alongside him. We're talking about those two cars, but it's not just them in the championship. It's still possible that Flint Scheuring, Huub van Eindhoven, Ariel Levy, Cas Havercourt, Marvin Klein, Janis Stiak, Theo Overhaus, Senna van Serlen, they are all within reach in the championship, but that gap between the front two is starting to open up. So you can see from the graphic there, Flint Scheuring is in third place. He has 89 points, so he is actually 53 points back from that battle, as is also the case for Huub van Eindhoven. Flint Scheuring, Huub van Eindhoven, who tie for third in the championship. But in this race, Alex Tauscher is starting third on the grid, and it was at this time last year we saw Alex Tauscher take that emotional first ever win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Theo Overhaus has something to say at the moment. He feels as though maybe he has been a little bit harshly treated by some of the drivers around him. A little bit further back in the championship, they'd like to be in 8th place, 69 points adrift, and from the second row of the grid is in a very good position to challenge, as is also the case for Senna van Serlen. His best ever finish in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany has been 5th place, and starting 5th on the grid, he must fancy his chances for a podium. It's not just the Drivers' Championship that we are looking at, there's also the Rookie Championship, and it's in the rookie standings that Sasha Norden has a very healthy 27-point lead over second place, which is tied Joe Warhurst and Matheus Ferreira, both with 143 points. They're tied for second place in the rookie standings. They were going into the Nürburgring. They are still now nothing between them in the rookie championship. In the Pro-Am standings, Mikael Schrei leaps from third place to the top of the Pro-Am standings as a result of a very successful Nürburgring. So he leads the way. Ahmed Al-Shahab down into second. Mikael Esman is third. Great to have Mikael Esman back on the grid after what was a very heavy accident at the Nürburgring. The car, well, I don't know if it's the same chassis. Certainly took a lot of rebuilding. The good bit is Mikael is in good shape and he is ready to race here at the Nürburgring as well. Lots to be thinking about in the championship. It is the halfway point, and I would like like to mention the drivers on pole position. Alessandro Gueretti on pole for the race, but the rookie pole, once again, going the way of Sasha Norden. The Pro-Am pole going the way of Alex Hart, a new name to Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. And boy, has he arrived with an explosion, because he has qualified on his debut 13th on the grid. He's a driver coach who has a lot of experience on the Nordschleife, but this is his first time running in a car with no ABS. He said coming into this weekend, I'm aiming to give it my all and avoid getting my ass relentlessly kicked. Well, far from that, he's outscoring the other Pro-Am runners by some distance, many rows ahead of second in the Pro-Am grid. And we're going to have a look at that grid now as Alessandro Gueretti, who starts on pole position. Championship leader Robert de Haan alongside Alex Tauscher, Theo Overhaus. Keep an eye on them from row 2 of the grid. On row 3, Senna van Serlen and Hu van Eindhoven. There could be a challenge for the podium from there as well. Then Ariel Levy, a bit disappointed with his qualifying, as was also the case for Cas Havercourt yesterday. They're looking to improve. The rookie pole, Sasha Norden, with Marvin Klein alongside. He's a bit further back than he had hoped for too. From Great Britain, Joe Warhurst. He'll have his eyes on Norden, won't he? Flint Schering, another one a little bit out of position. Then that man, Alex Hart, and welcome back Black Falcon as well. Janis Stiak alongside him. Jan Safer, good qualifying from him. Matthews Ferreira, he'll be gunning for Joe Warhurst. Keanu Bloom is on row 9 with Sebastian Freimuth for company. And on row 10 of the grid, Jonas Greif and Gianluca Tucciaroglu. On row 11 is Zoran Spreng for the Pro-Ams with Ahmed Al-Shihab also in the Pro-Am race alongside him. It's an all-Pro-Am row 12. Michael Schrei, championship leader in the Pro-Ams. Welcome back, Kai Pfister, regular visitor. Welcome back, Mikael Essmann, all healed, as is the car. And Emilie de Hoos, who brings up the rear of the pack. So, cars currently just getting to the end of their formation lap. We are at the legendary Nürburgring, the circuit that is arguably the home of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, certainly one of the main capitals of European motorsport. It is a circuit that is 3.629 kilometers around. That's about 2.254 miles with 11 turns, 4 to the left and 7 to the right. We are in the shadow of the Nordschleife, the green hell. Sadly, we're not actually racing on the Nordschleife. We're also in the shadow of Nürburgring Castle. It's a wonderful setting. Conditions are pretty perfect. 21.7 degrees centigrade is the air temperature. The track is 22.1. The cars now with the heat into the tyres and into the brakes. The noise is deafening when these cars circulate this circuit. But for just a brief moment, as soon as Emilie de Hoos lines up at the back of the grid, the noise will abate and it will go quiet. Only briefly, though, because in just a few moments, you are going to be entertained by an explosive 30 minutes plus 1 lap of racing. Part 2 of the season. Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany is go! And Robert de Haan tries to beat Alessandro Gueretti into turn 1, but Gueretti has him covered off, shutting the door into that first corner. Now, this is a tight turn 1. Can everybody get around without tripping over each other? Looks like we've made it. Then into turn 2. But Gueretti turning that pole position into a lead, but there's 2 cars that are off there. One of the GP Elite cars. Now, who is that? That's Cas Havercourt, one of the cars that's got together into that turn 2. And another car as well. I'll confirm who that is in a bit. but the start is under investigation by our race stewards. Already, it's getting a little bit elbows out in terms of the racing. Goretti leading the way. Robert de Haan and Goretti. That's Søren Spreng off into one of these sponsorship holdings, and you can see the steering is broken on that car. So Søren Spreng, who's had the most awful year so far, his bad luck continues, and it was Sasha Norden, the other car, that got together with Cas Havercourt. So this is significant in all the championships. So Sasha Norden looks like he's been able to rejoin, but Søren Spreng, his day is certainly over. We can see the steering on that car was damaged. So we continue around Søren Spreng. The incident that involved him is under investigation. Look at this for the lead. Now Alessandro Goretti leading the way along the pit straight into turn one. But Robert de Haan with a look to the outside. Goretti will not give up this lead easily. De Haan maybe sells the dummy into turn one to the inside. The two cars collide with each other. This is a gift for Alex Tauscher. Is exactly what he wanted. The two championship contenders fighting with each other. Tauscher sneaks through. Overhaus in there as well. Goretti down into fourth place. So that challenge where the two cars getting together, exactly what the cars behind were looking for. It's Alex Tauscher who now takes the lead, the scene of his first ever win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany last year. Ariel Levy is now in the challenge as well. He's up into sixth place, leading the way in the rookies. It's Joe Warhurst with Sasha Norden a long way back in 25th place. So lots of championship implications already, and we're only 2.5 minutes into the race. There's a lot more still to come here at the Nürburgring, but your new race leader is Alex Tauscher. Robert de Haan in second place, Theo Overhaus in third, pole sitter Alessandro Goretti down to fourth, but no surprises. The stewards are having a look. They're going to try and have a decision as to whether that was a legal move or not. We'll let them make that judgment, but at the moment, Alex Tauscher, after a fairly roller coaster year, leading the way, looking for another win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Exactly what he wanted. Goretti now starting to challenge Theo Overhaus, another driver who's had his fair share of bad luck. Look at that, car 46 to fall back behind car 11. Robert de Haan is going to have to drop down into fifth place as Søren Spreng, the defending Pro-Am champion, once again is out of the race, but significant for the championship. That was the incident with Sasha Norden. If Norden's got away with that without any damage, well, he's done very well indeed. There's Cas Havercourt exploring downtown Nürburgring as well. This will be the view on board with him. So we can see he had Sasha Norden in front of him. He went to the outside. This was into turn two, and someone else had tagged Sasha Norden. Havercourt getting caught up in it. Good job we can't lip read there, isn't it? So we could see, and that was Søren Spreng just getting elbowed out, and that's the damage to the steering. But back to what's happening at the front, because Robert de Haan in second place has been instructed to get himself behind Alessandro Goretti. It means he's going to have to let Theo Overhaus through and Alessandro Goretti, and that is going to really hurt. So that will be very significant in the championship. It was because of that the race director has decided it was a dive bomb. That was the perspective. Well, de Haan will say there was a gap there. The race director will say, no, there wasn't. Goretti tried to shut the door. They had a little bit of an intimate moment, but this is a gift for first and second as well. Overhaus in that second place now. Goretti up to third, de Haan down to fourth. Meanwhile, further back, Marvin Klein, who's not having the kind of season he wanted at the moment, challenging Huub van Eindhoven. No further action for the start, so it is fairly routine for the stewards to have a look at the start now. Sasha Norden down in 25th place. Remember, he is the leader in the Rookie Championship. Sasha Norden who has taken 5 rookie wins out of 8 races this year. Well, Joe Warhurst now leading the way in the rookies. Janis Stiak is behind him. Second in the rookies is Mathieu Ferreira, and he is 3 places back from Joe Warhurst in 13th place. In the Pro-Ams, Alex Hart, on his debut in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, still leads the way in the Pro-Ams, as there is still lots of challenging further back. That's Ariel Levy and Senna van Serlen who are challenging each other. So that is for 5th place. Senna van Serlen running alongside the, well, in fact, now Ariel Levy, should I say, with his nose in front, but the GP Elite car of Huber Eindhoven challenging as well into turn 1. Now the investigation into the incident that took out Sasha Norden, and it was Flint Schuring who appears to have gotten together with him. Both those drivers who are coached by Larry Tenforder. There might be some discussions there after the race, but we'll keep an eye on that as well. So much action going on up and down the pack at the moment. Alessandro Gueretti in 3rd place, defending for all he's worth from Robert de Haan. These 2 drivers, if you've been following Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup, you will have seen them getting together last week in Budapest. If you've been watching Carrera Cup Germany this year, you'll have seen them getting together several times. They are fighting for the championship. Both drivers so competitive, so fast to horse. Alessandro Gueretti, the Porsche Junior, and just ahead of him is the other of the Porsche Juniors, Theo Overhaus. Well, Overhaus will not be giving any chances at all, and that's Joe Warhurst who's gone wide. So our rookie leader going out wide. So Mathieu Ferreira now jumps to the lead of the rookie. So what's happened to Joe Warhurst? There he is alongside Mathieu Ferreira. The 2 cars got together, so Ferreira barging his way through. Now Warhurst did a good job just to keep that out of the tyre barrier, but he's lost a whole handful of places. So Ferreira takes the lead in the rookies. Hopefully Joe has not sustained any damage, but he's dropped down to 5th place, so that's 2nd in the rookies. Meanwhile, to remind you, the rookie leader, Sasha Norden, well, he's made it up into 24th place. In all that's been going on, Flint Schuring has retired from the race. So another of the championship challengers. This is a challenge at the front, but Robert de Haan finding a place from Alessandro Gueretti. Did he do it cleanly? Well, we saw the smoke rising from the tyres. The stewards will no doubt have an eye on that. But Flint Schuring, who was 3rd in the championship, out of the race. So a disastrous day for Flint Schuring. The main championship contenders, Robert de Haan is indicating left. I expect he has no intentions of going left, and not at the moment, because there's well, he's indicating right, wasn't he, to go into the right-hander. Right, let's have a look here. And that was another incident further back. Was that Senna van Serlen who went spinning as well? So many cars. Now de Haan had a wheel on the dirt. Then there was that lock-up into the corner. So having a look at several replays, so much going on here. There was an incident that was between Michael Schrei and Søren Spreng. So it wasn't Theo Overhaus, it was Michael Schrei in the other of the Bonk Motorsport cars. So this continues. Incident reported to the stewards. That is Søren Spreng and Michael Schrei. At the moment, Schrei is running in 18th place and in 2nd in the Pro-Ams. So we're looking here at the fight between Gueretti and de Haan. Here's a replay. So Gueretti, well, he'd been learning maybe a little bit of a stock car move there. Was it a helping hand into the corner? So I did say these 2 were not going to spare any punches, didn't I? Gueretti, a little touch into the back of de Haan. So the stewards will probably want to take a look at that. All of this playing into the hands of Alex Tauscher, Theo Overhaus. So Gueretti back into 3rd place. Now Robert de Haan doesn't often show patience. Will he return the compliment? In the background, Ariel Levy says, fight amongst yourselves, but de Haan now tries to go past on the chicane. He cuts across the chicane. He's almost certainly going to have to give that back. Ariel Levy also fighting through as well. Marvin Klein making good progress. We're not even halfway yet. Ariel Levy, a man who's just so consistent, running alongside Alessandro Gueretti. That was not in the script. In towards turn one. Marvin Klein is going to try and take him as well, but Ariel Levy, good, solid driving there into turn one. Gueretti shuffled further down the back. Robert de Haan clears off up the road. There's been so much contact between these two. I've got one eye on the live pictures and one on the timing screen to see if any penalties are handed out. Now, Marvin Klein fancies demoting Gueretti as well, and I do wonder whether in all the stock car racing that has been going on, whether Gueretti has a bit of damage to that car, maybe in terms of steering or suspension, because he's starting to lose places. Huber Eindhoven is there as well. Janis Stiak in 8th place. Just behind them is Matheus Ferreira, the leader in the rookies. I'm looking again. Car 46 under investigation for overtaking off track. Well, that was the incident that we just saw where he missed the chicane, so that is under investigation. No surprises there. And with Gueretti losing places, de Haan is going to have to hope he's not told to give that place back, because if he is, it's going to drop him a long way back through the pack. It's a shame for Flint Schuring he's not still in this, because this could be a great opportunity to close in on the championship. At the front, Alex Tauscher with a 3.153 second lead over the second place, Theo Overhaus. There are so many investigations going on. I'm going to need a bigger message screen here in the commentary box. Right, Marvin Klein in 5th place. This is why we love Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Proper elbows out racing. So, car 14, turn 4, under investigation. So that's Senna van Serlen. What's happened to him? So, yes, we saw Senna van Serlen in a replay, didn't we? So, car 14 down in 24th place. So, Senna van Serlen, we saw him in one of the replays getting spat out as well. So, what was a great qualifying for him has turned into nothing. And he is somewhere near the very fact he is the last of the runners. We've lost 2 cars so far, Flint Schuring and Zoran Spreng. 24 cars still out on track. The last 2, Senna van Serlen and Sasha Norden, those are very significant names indeed, especially the leader in the rookie championship. So we continue to look here. Alessandro Gueretti, and you can see him smoking into the chicane now. He too shortcuts across the chicane. He's clearly got some issues there. We're looking at the driver from the onboard as well, but he's just left a gap on the inside. This is not what he had in mind when he got out of bed this morning. Huber Eindhoven sneaks through. Will Gueretti be able to do anything about that? Picking up a slipstream out along the pit straight in towards turn 1 they come. Huber Eindhoven looks to have this covered off. Gueretti looks to be struggling, although Huber Eindhoven locking up under braking, goes deep into turn 1 and hands the position back to Alessandro Gueretti. Janis Stiak there as well, ready to jump, and now he makes his challenge. Keep an eye on Matheus Ferreira in 9th place, leading the way in the rookies at the moment. Matheus Ferreira in the other of the target competition cars, blue and white. He is the one that's the rear of those 2. Kiana Bloom also in the top 10. Good job from him. And also Gianluca Tucciaroglu in 11th place. Right, I've got no notifications of any more penalties at the moment, but I know there's a lot that are being looked at. In terms of the championship, things finish as they are now, then Robert de Haan will open up that gap at the top. Gueretti with that lock-up into the chicane, clearly with an issue there. That is turn 10. And you can see the smoke coming from the car, and I wonder if he does have some damage. Right, we're at the halfway point of the race, so time to take stock. Alex Tauscher leads the way by nearly 4 seconds from Theo Overhaus. Robert de Haan in 3rd place. Ariel Levy in 4th. Marvin Klein in 5th. Make that Gueretti in 6th. It was briefly Huber Eindhoven, of course, but Gueretti then went past. Janis Stiak in 8th place. 9th, Matheus Ferreira also leading in the rookies. And then rounding out the top 10, Jarno Bloom. Then we've got Gianluca Tucciaroglu. Cass Havercourt's been shuffled back to 12th. Then the leader in the Pro-Ams, Alex Hard, so impressive. We haven't even seen much of him there. Now Tucciaroglu to the inside of Jarno Bloom. That's for 10th place. Bloom tries to fight back, but Tucciaroglu has the job done. Great move there from Gianluca Tucciaroglu through in the pink and white car, following through in his wake as well. Cass Havercourt. There is Alex Hard in the number 7 car, Black Falcon Team Zimmermann. Great to have Black Falcon back on the grid. We haven't had them in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany for a few years now. They were last here with Loic Hartog and Carlos Rivas as their drivers. So really good to welcome them back. And boy, is Alex Hard showing how it's done. This driver who has come in for his debut here. He's a 31-year-old salesman for the legendary Reader Motorsport, who are also shareholders in Manthey Racing. But Hart has never raced in anything like this before. He's never raced with a car with no ABS before. He's been in the NLS with the aforementioned Carlos Rivas last year. He was also in Porsche Sports Cup Germany, where he finished 2nd. But he is really making his name known here in Carrera Cup Germany. It's Goretti going deep again. You can see him locking up clearly. All is not well with the number 11 Schumacher CLRT car, so he's dropping back. And when the championship is done and dusted at the end of the year, will this race be significant when the drivers are looking back? We've had some track limit warnings as well. Mikael Schrei and Mikael Essmann, both of whom have picked up warnings for track limits, but no penalties at the moment. But Alessandro Goretti, our pole sitter, clearly carrying some kind of damage in that car, just struggling to get it home. He's down in 7th. Let's have a look again into turn 1. You can see that lockup from the right-hand side, struggling to get it slowed down into turn 1. Yeah, the right front and that tyre is going to have the mother of all flat spots on it as well. So to add one to whatever woes he's got, there are going to be vibrations there as well in that car. But that just allows Huub van Eindhoven to come sailing through. He doesn't need any more of an indication and any kind of invitation to come through and steal that away. Alex Tauscher continues to lead the way, looking for his 2nd ever win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. His first took place in race 2 here last year, as we see Janis Stiak, the next to get it wrong. That was going across the chicane. Now, a black and white flag has been awarded to Robert de Haan for pushing another car. So a black and white flag is a warning at this time. It's not a penalty as such, but black and white flags do add up, and if he gets 3 of those, he could end up with a penalty. But he has got a penalty lap 2 times for Robert de Haan for incorrect overtaking. Championship leader Robert de Haan is going to have to visit the penalty box. Also a penalty lap 1 time to Alessandro Goretti. So our race stewards getting involved. Robert de Haan will have to visit the penalty box twice. That's going to be the equivalent of adding 5 seconds each time to his lap. So it'll be 10 seconds added. But Alessandro Goretti also with a penalty lap, but only 1. So both of the championship contenders now having received penalties from the race director, and that is going to shuffle the cars around them up. So Ariel Levy is going to be moved up into a podium position. He will inherit 3rd place. Marvin Klein will move up to 4th. So the race stewards took their time getting it right. The penalty box, which is on the exit of turn 1, they will have to pass through that at no more than 60 kilometers an hour. And that will be the equivalent for each pass for adding 5 seconds onto the lap time. We can see so many drivers getting it wrong into that chicane. When you get it right, you can see the cars bumping up onto 2 wheels. And that was Ferreira, the next to go wide and miss the chicane completely in the 27 car. That'll be something else the stewards may want to take a look at. But This is so significant. Right, there's Goretti getting it done and dusted. So he passes through the penalty box. You can see him doing that. Good to get it done quickly, because if a safety car were to come out and bunch the pack up, then passing through the penalty lap would hurt even more, because you're going to let through so many more cars. So good to get it done and dusted. Take the pain and get on with it. There's Joe Warhurst, who's in second in the rookies. He's in 13th overall. So we know Goretti has served his penalty lap. De Haan has got 2 to come. That is going to drop him quite a long way back. I'm just waiting for the gaps to appear. Right, here we go. So De Haan will have effectively 10 seconds added to his lap time. He'll need to take that fairly soon. So maybe this time. Now, whether he may have done one already, because now Marvin Klein has moved up into third, so he's got a route past Ariel Levy. Right, there we go. De Haan, I think that might be his second visit to the penalty box. We didn't see his first, but Marvin Klein now up into the podium position. So Klein had got past Ariel Levy while all that was going on. So Levy's what looked like a podium finish now it's going to look like 4th place once this is all done. Having said that, De Haan is still ahead of Levy, but I think he's still got one more visit to the penalty box to come, as we now ride on board Keanu Bloom. Joe Warhurst is who we're on board with at the moment, and that's him. No, we're not. That's Joe Warhurst going through in the inside. I think it was Havercourt that we were with there. So Havercourt, he's had a fairly bruising one. I think bruising is the word I would describe this season for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, and that has been the case for this race. Our Pro-Am leader is still Alex Hard. Warhurst up to 12th place. Matheus Ferreira, the leading rookie, in 8th place. What a finish that would be for him. Now Warhurst sets about Keanu Bloom, so this will be for 11th. He looks to the outside, he looks to the inside, into the penultimate turn, 11. He comes, so into 11. But he's also fending off the 24 car of Cass Havercourt. So that is a 9th place at the moment, 11th place at the moment for Joe Warhurst as he crosses the line. So much shuffling and changing in this race. At the moment, it's Alex Tauscher. We've seen not much of him. The reason being, he's 4.7 seconds clear of Theo Overhaus. Marvin Klein up into 3rd place. I would say that Marvin Klein and Theo Overhaus may have a bit of history as well, so it'll be interesting if they get together. Now, that's someone's splitter bouncing off down the track. I'm hoping it's not Alex Tauscher's because we can see it's intact there as he goes over the curbing, so all good there. But whoever's lost that splitter will have all sorts of problems. And so another penalty lap for Alessandro Goretti, this time because he didn't take the first one correctly. So now Alessandro Goretti has a second penalty lap. So he and Robert de Haan are level pegging in terms of number of penalty laps. De Haan, having served his second penalty lap, is down into 5th place. Goretti has dropped down into 14th place. So Goretti's day going from bad to worse. He's almost out of the points, and with another penalty lap may well drop out of the points completely. So really bad news for Goretti, who was leading the championship going into the previous round. 5.5 minutes remaining of this race. How entertaining is this? Although controversial, I would say. Out along the pit straight, we're looking at Joe Warhurst and Keanu Bloom. They're scrapping over 10th place. Now, Warhurst will not want to lose any positions here because Bloom is not the driver he is fighting with as such. The driver who's closest to him in the Rookie Championship is Emilie de Hoos. She's in 22nd, but she is 3rd now in the Rookies. So de Hoos into a podium position. Sasha Norden in 23rd place and 4th in the Rookies. But Matheus Ferreira will take a mighty chunk out of the lead that Sasha Norden has in the Rookie Championship if things finish as they are. Less than 5 minutes plus 1 lap remaining of what has been a controversial but very entertaining race. We've had a couple of track limit warnings being handed to Ahmed Al-Shihab, and in fact he's had 2 track limit warnings for turn 10. So the stewards having a look there. But Ahmed Al-Shihab, who is 4th in the Pro-Ams. 2nd in the Pro-Ams is Mikael Schrei. Alex Hard continues to impress, leading the way in the Pro-Ams on his debut in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, looking to take a win on debut. He's in 13th overall. Schrei is 2nd. Kai Pfister is 3rd in the Pro-Ams. In the rookies, Matthias Ferreira leads the way. Joe Warhurst in 2nd. Emily de Hoos in 3rd. And of course, in the overall race, Alex Tauscher looking for his 2nd ever win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, with Theo Overhaus in 2nd place, Marvin Klein in the last of the podium positions. Cass Havercourt has been very much in the wars, and now he has the Pro-Am driver of Alex Hard just behind him with that lovely distinctive livery on the car. Alex Hard really has taken to this. He was hoping he might be able to attract the attention of some sponsors. I have to say, sponsors, take note. This is a driver we need in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Really, really impressive on his debut and challenging not just for the lead in the Pro-Am race, but for points in the overall race as well. So how are we doing? Just over 3 minutes remaining, plus 1 lap. The action just settling now slightly. We've had so much that has gone on in this race. Tauscher and Overhaus started on the 2nd row. We said keep an eye on Robert de Haan and Alessandro Gueretti, because we knew it was going to get up close and personal. It has been advantage de Haan, and all the penalties have been dished out because he is in 5th place. Gueretti out of the points in 16th place at the moment. Disastrous for his championship challenge. De Haan with a 4th place, if things remain as they are now, will pick up 13 points and will extend his lead in the championship. We are only starting the 2nd half of the season, so still plenty to play for as we look at the cars into turn 1. 2.25 minutes remaining, and the incredibly impressive Alex Hart there in that multi-coloured car, the number 7 car for Black Falcon by Team Zimmermann Racing. And they fielding that car, returning to Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Tauscher with the fastest lap of the race as well, leading the way, 4.246. Track limit warning still coming thick and fast. Jan Safer, the next one to pick up one of those in the number 98 car. He's in 14th place. I think anybody who's kept out of trouble here is going to be in with a shout at some good points here, because there's been a lot of drama going on. So it's Tauscher leading the way. Overhaus, Klein, Ariel Levy, having lost that position to Marvin Klein, not in a podium position, but 4th, good points. Then Robert de Haan, Huub van Eindhoven in 6th. Janis Stiak in 7th place. 8th place, Matthias Ferreira, leading rookie driver. Good job from Gianluca Tucciaroglu. 9th place there. And Tucciaroglu, that would be his best ever finish. Up until now, it was 11th place at the Sachsenring. So this could be a best ever finish for Gianluca Tucciaroglu if he can keep it where it is for the last few seconds. When the clock strikes 0, the leader will complete the lap that he is on, and then it will be one more lap after that. As we look at Jan Safer, well, he got a warning for track limits. He certainly didn't gain an advantage on that particular occasion, going out wide, fortunately keeping it all together and rejoining, but that would have lost him a load of positions as well. So having a look here, Cass Havercourt, it looks as though he might be having some handling issues as well, locking up into turn 1. I wonder if there's some fluid down there. 2 cars going deep into that turn 1. Fortunately, keeping it out of the barriers, and Safer keeping it going over the gravel trap as well. So Alex Tauscher's up at turn 11 at the moment, out onto the pit straight. I don't know whether he's going to reach the start-finish line before the clock strikes 0. So across the line he comes now. It's a tight thing, so I'm not sure whether he got to the line before the clock struck 0 or not. I have no indication it's the last lap. So if it isn't, it'll be 2 laps to go. Well, less than 2 laps now. So nothing has indicated it is the last lap. So I think he just got to the line before the clock struck 0. So he's just got whatever remains of this, then one more. Ariel Levy, another driver who has failed to negotiate the chicane successfully at turns 9 and 10, going straight on. So track limits warning has also been given to car 34. That's Theo Overhaus. Black and white flags have been given to Janis Stiak and Huub van Eindhoven for cutting the chicane. I think when this race is done and dusted, there may well be some more penalties coming as well, because we've seen so many drivers cutting the chicane. I think the race stewards are probably going to be looking at videos of this sometime into the late evening tonight, I should think. The amount of drama there's been here. Race 9 of a 16-race season. Alex Tauscher into the chicane now. No dramas for him. Just keeping it clean, keeping it all together. We saw him take that first win a year ago on race 2 here at the Nürburgring. Didn't think he was going to have to wait a year for that second win to come. He has been involved in a fair amount of drama himself this year. In fact, he's only managed to finish on the podium once this year. That was at the season opener at Imola. But that certainly hasn't been a reflection of his pace, but he has been involved in a number of incidents. He's also doing a very sterling job in Carrera Cup Italy as Ariel Levy and Robert de Haan ride side by side. So de Haan had found a route past Ariel Levy. The two cars, the two blue and white cars running side by side, advantage de Haan. So de Haan up into 4th place. So despite all the drama that has gone on, in all of this, car 3 has been instructed to fall back behind car 25. So that's Marvin Klein in 3rd place. Could it be that Robert de Haan is going to get a podium out of this? Because he's been instructed, Marvin Klein has been instructed to fall back behind Ariel Levy. Unfortunately for him, Levy has just lost a position to Robert de Haan. Well, all that's going on. Alex Tauscher is coming in towards the chicane for the very last time. The explosive action has been taking place behind him, but I think de Haan is going to get a podium out of this after all is done and dusted. But Tauscher, he's kept his nose clean. He's had to wait a whole year for it, but at last, Alex Tauscher claims his 2nd ever win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Theo Overhaus will be next to cross the line. And then, if it's going to be Marvin Klein or is it going to be Robert de Haan? But I think Klein will not keep that position if it is him anyway. He has fallen back, so de Haan, unbelievably, despite 2 visits to the penalty box, gets a 3rd place out of that. Ariel Levy in 4th place. So that was where Klein, oh, that was going to hurt, wasn't it? The final corner, having to back out of it and give those 2 places away. And he sees the opportunity of a podium come sailing past him. Wow, what a race. So winning in the rookies, Matheus Ferreira, who takes his 2nd ever win in the rookie race. Joe Warhurst gets the 2nd in the rookies. But winning in the Pro-Ams, Alex Hart takes the top step of the podiums. Michael Schrei is 2nd in the podium in the Pro-Am placings, and Kai Pfister in 3rd. Oh boy, I'm going to have to sit and watch a replay of that race. We've still got some investigations going on. Ahmed Al-Shihab and Kai Pfister are under investigation for an incident as well. I think I'm going to have to watch that one back because there was so much going on. But at the moment, I don't think there can be any disputing. Certainly the top 2, Alex Tauscher, Theo Overhaus, they worked their way past the scrapping duo in front of them. They broke clear. Robert de Haan coming out to take the last of the podium positions. Boy, that was exciting, wasn't it? Target competition with the win for Alex Tauscher, Theo Overhaus, Robert de Haan. There's your 1, 2, 3. Ariel Levy probably be disappointed with that. He was at a podium position at one point, ahead of Marvin Klein, having to give that position back. Huub van Eindhoven, Janis Stiak, and the winner in the rookies, Matheus Ferreira, 8th overall. Gianluca Tucciaroglu, best ever finish for him. Also, solid job from Kiana Blum in 10th place, ahead of Joe Warhurst, 2nd in the rookies. Alex Hart winning in the Pro-Ams ahead of Sebastian Freimut, Cass Avacord, Jonas Greif, Mikael Schrei second in the Pro-Ams, then it's Kai Pfister, Ahmed Al-Shahad, Alessandro Gueretti down in 19th place. 0 points for him ahead of Mikael Essmann, Emily de Hoos, and the rookie leader, Sasha Norden, in 22nd place. He will get points for that because he was first, second, 1, 2, 3, 4th in the rookie. So he will actually get some fairly valuable points for that anyway. But Alex Tauscher, the man taking the headlines here, his second ever win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. That is his 57th race here. He's had a couple of poles as well, but he just kept himself out of trouble and took that second win. Great job there, Theo Erverhaus. He scores, I had to double check this, is only his third podium of the season. Such has been the trauma for the Porsche Junior. Of course, last year, Alex Tauscher was running for Proton Huber Competition, but the man there that you see with the white beard, Peter Seidel, was very much coaching him at the time, and certainly did a lot to help Alex Tauscher with his career. And now for Target Competition, his first win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany for Target Competition. Alex, who's looked so close all season long, but has been caught up in a number of other issues. Right, there's the points championship, turned on its head. Flint Schering from third down to sixth. De Haan extends his lead at the top. Gueretti still in second, but now with an 18-point gap. Theo Erverhaus jumps up to third, still very much in contention. Ariel Levy only 3 points behind him. Huub van Eindhoven still in contention as well. So we've still got a lot of racing left this year. We've still got 7 races left, and of course 25 points in each race. So you do the maths, every opportunity for these drivers. And I think as long as Gueretti and De Haan are giving each other the dramas that they are, it gives the cars around them opportunities and the drivers around them to pick up points. So there we look down at the 1, 2, 3. What a bruising affair that was. A controversial race, and one that the stewards are still looking at. There's still some things that are under investigation, but you have no doubt at all about the winner. There's Alex Tauscher. Puts on the Michelin hat. And all that's been going on. His first win for Target Competition in this series. We haven't even mentioned yet a number of the other headlines from this weekend. The launch yesterday of the Porsche 911 Cup car, the car we're going to be seeing next year. A brilliant job been done by Porsche. A great new car, so many innovative features. And we'll talk some more about that as the season goes on. But it'll be a new car for next year for all of these drivers, the 2026 Porsche 911 Cup car. And it was launched here yesterday. Check online for pictures. Also launching their new GT3R car as well at the same time. But for this race, race 9 of the season, that was third place. Having visited the penalty box twice, been involved in all sorts of action. Robert de Haan in third. In second place, Theo Erverhaus, the Porsche Junior, one of 2 Porsche Juniors. Still looking for a first win this year. Taking his first win of the year, Alex Tauscher, while everybody else is scrapping, just finding the gaps, keeping it cool, keeping it together, and coming through to take the win. So Alex Tauscher for Target Competition, number 13, lucky for him, and he leads the way. A replay of him crossing the line. So just looking at the rookie standings, Matheus Ferreira will have got 25 points in the rookies for that. Sasha Norden
with a 4th place. He would have got 13 points, and Joe Warhurst with his 2nd in the rookies. So by my calculations, it will be Ferreira 15 points back from Sasha Norden. So Norden still in a very solid position in terms of the rookie standings, but it will certainly, the big gap that he had coming into this race will have been reduced somewhat. But he still brought the thing home. He still got points. Right, a 1-second time penalty was awarded to Kai Pfister. He was 2nd in the Pro-Am, so that was for cutting the chicane, turns 9 and 10. So the penalty's still coming thick and fast. We're not done yet. So I think that will shuffle Kai Pfister down a position in terms of the podium. So I think that may well promote Ahmed Alshab up to 2nd in the Pro-Ams, but that's very much subject to confirmation. At the moment, we're looking at the podium, and what a job from Robert de Haan. A solid points haul for him. 2nd, Theo Erverhaus. But for the 2nd time in his Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany career, Alex Tauscher stands on the top step of the podium. And then from target competition, we'll have the team founder, Walter Gummerer, who will come and receive the trophy for the team. The founder of target competition, great guy. Wonderful job fielding so many cars in this series, as we now have the national anthem. Alex Tauscher, a driver who is fairly quiet, likes to do his talking on the track. He's his own worst critic when he doesn't perform as he hopes. He's the first one to put his hands up, but he can congratulate himself today. 3rd place is presented by Thorsten Rückert, the project manager, customer sport of Porsche Germany. 2nd place, Oliver Kerpen, the manager of the One Make Series and GT Sport of Porsche Motorsport. And Guido Kuschera, chairman of the board of managing directors for DECRA, who presents that winning trophy to Alex Tauscher. A really deserved trophy for Alex. And then for target competition, Guido also presenting the winning trophy as well. Target, who joined this series last year and have been such a welcome addition. Prepare some amazing fast cars and a welcome addition to the grid of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Well, that was bruising, wasn't it? Well, that was exciting. It was controversial. It had a little bit of everything. What a way to kick off part 2 of the season. We're going to do it all again tomorrow. It will be race 10 tomorrow of this 16-race season. And I do believe many of the protagonists that we saw fighting it out in this race will be doing exactly the same from the front of the grid tomorrow. I do hope you'll join us. We're going to be on air at 11 local time. Join us tomorrow for race 10, Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany from the Nürburgring. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.